Now, the Grand Finals is going to be run a little bit differently from some of our other puzzle tournaments. There is no bracket reset in this Grand Final. It will be a single best-of-7 match, but WMD will start a game ahead. So roncli needs to win 4 games before WMD wins 3. And now, because this is Grand Finals, it is a level 18 start. The runners do not have any choice in the matter. So you're about to see about how brutal this game can get.
And considering level 18 is maybe the least shown level in all of the tournament that we've watched so far, it's definitely going to take a little bit of adjusting for both these players. It's not like they've had the most amount of time practicing on this stage. You can already see the stacking being a little bit brutal for roncli right there with that too wide gap there. WMD also as well, very high up. Got a little bit of a tumor going on in his stack right there, but they're still going. They're still churning out clears, so at this point it might be less of a Tetris clear game and a more of a singles clear game.
The best strat is to just beat Thor Ackerland.
It's a fairly good strategy.
Touche.
Yeah, it looks like WMD took that match, so
WMD did, so so now WMD just has to win 2 before roncli wins 4. For those of you not familiar with this format for Grand Finals, the Grand Finals without a bracket reset is actually somewhat common among our Puzzle General tournaments, just because it can make for a much shorter on average Grand Final.
Looks like WMD is definitely very much ahead in the score right now. Look, roncli's not really adjusting to this speed difference currently in level 18. He's pretty struggling. He has the skyscrapers kind of going on there. WMD's a little bit more flat in his stacking, so he has a bit more play when it comes to doing the misdrops here.
WMD also has a lot of experience playing at this speed from the AGDQ tournament, whereas roncli did not go to AGDQ, so roncli was coming in with very little experience at this level, and it definitely shows. Although roncli has taken control of the stack a little bit, does need an eyepiece very soon though, and unfortunately just a couple of pieces too late, and now the game floods him with them just to tease him. So now WMD is on tournament point. So roncli really needs to adjust in this last game to be able to have any hope of snatching this one.
I mean, he's starting off clean right now. Starts off with a Tetris that's more than you can really ask for.
The Tetrises at this level are worth quite a bit. They're worth 22,800 points.
He's gotten himself some Swiss cheese, but overall he did get the touches at the start, so it's making up a bit for that. WMD, on the other hand, even though he has a taller stack and he just blocked off as well, it's a lot more of a plateau. It's a lot cleaner. He's about to get a Tetris right there. Yeah.
You see how close that was to locking into place in that speed. You really have to be conservative with your stacking at this speed, unless you can hyper tap like we saw Tom did earlier in the tournament. But just at this kind of a speed, it's very difficult to react. You have to give you an idea of the speed that you have to play at. The pieces at level 18 will reach the bottom of the well from the top of the well in 1 second. So you have less than a second to decide where each of your pieces are going to go. And with only one piece preview and no hold box, it can be... It's what I would say barely playable.
I have a bit of a really close game going on here right now. He's really pushing it in this last match. And just to show how crazy the point differential can get, like you were mentioning how much Tetrises are worth, WMD was literally double roncli's score up until the point where roncli tied it and is now ahead just by doing 2 Tetrises. So it's Tetrises are just huge at this level.
Oh, absolutely. Even though roncli is ahead by roughly 35,000 points. Ooh. That's not even a Tetris and a half. roncli knocking down another Tetris.
And I'm about to get another one. He is on fire currently. I mean, if you just look at it, he's only 3 lines ahead, but fairly close. Like you could round that up. He's pretty much double the score of WMD currently, and it's crazy. There's only 1 to 2 lines difference between them. It's just that's how important Tetrises are at this late in this game.
And WMD knocking down a column 5 Tetris. roncli, unfortunately, making a misdrop about halfway up the screen, and it just results in a quick top out. That's how merciless this game is. And WMD might not even be able to get an eyepiece over there now. Does barely manage to do it.
But it's getting tricky right now, you can see.
And even being able to maintain dash charges is incredibly difficult. One common thing that you'll see when trying to charge dash in this game is you won't have perfect timing on locking the piece, and you'll slide it over one space identical to the direction that you want to charge dash in. That's a very common problem at this level. I could see WMD even just playing it safe here to make sure to be able to get enough lines. Now, the difference between this and level 18, or this and the previous stages, is that there are a few more lines on level 18. But that might not matter, because WMD is in a bit of trouble, and that will do it. roncli will take game 4 of this set, so we will move on to game 5. Not out of the woods yet, though. roncli does need to rattle off the next 3 to win this tournament. And we're off with game number 5. Both of our runners stacking cleanly. roncli knocking down a Tetris. WMD just a couple of pieces away. Now is ready as well.
Oh, that's an unfortunate misdrop.
That's in need of an eyepiece and a lot of luck to be able to fix this. Really needs to think about trying to burn that left side. And we'll start with it. roncli in a bit of trouble as well. Is setting up for a couple of split line clears to be able to get back down. WMD fixing the misdrops as well. And with a burn with that L-piece, will be ready for a Tetris, and does knock down another one. Maintaining a very clean playfield.
Keeping that lead currently, while roncli is still dealing with the Swiss cheese of a stack right now.
roncli needs a lot of help. That misdrop is going to do it. And with that, WMD88, our SGDQ 2018 Classic Tetris champion.
There it is.